Facilitate belonging, all the great things that you've heard about today. Specifically, VoicesDMV Fellows will have the opportunity to advise the foundation as it develops, implements, and refines programs and initiatives, participate in the review of grant applications, and again, work with us to facilitate deeper engagement as we continue our work in communities. We're excited about this new opportunity and encourage you to learn more about it by visiting our website and specifically the career page. And finally, I'm also excited to announce the relaunch of our Community Action Awards. For those of you that were around for our last VoicesDMV report, you've heard about the Community Action Awards, which are grants to nonprofits, and in the past they were to individuals, and it really focuses on taking the report and supporting efforts to bring the data and the report to life. So this year, nonprofits can apply starting today for up to $5,000 under our Community Action Awards programs, and we have two categories of grants. One is to support new, expanded, or enhanced programs and services that address issues directly linked to things that are in the report. So some of the issues we talked about today, if there are programs and work that's happening to address those, that's something you can apply for. The other category is around convening additional conversations like this. So if you want to host a conversation focused on a specific geography, a specific neighborhood, or a specific population, if you want to continue these conversations around belonging that center it on a particular neighborhood or a particular block, you can apply for funding to get support for that. So again, starting today, you can apply for the Community Action Awards and also the VoicesDMV Fellowship. So check out our website to learn more about those two opportunities. So one special treat that we have before we transition to the next phase of what we're doing here today is we invited back two of our past Community Action awardees, just so you could hear from them about what they did with their grant awards last time, in hopes that that may spark you all to think about how you all might use this opportunity to spark change and dialogue in your community. So first, I want to invite Erin McKenney, who's Executive Director of Just Neighbors, to talk about the 2021 Community Action Award that the organization received. Welcome, Erin.
Thank you. As I said, I'm Erin McKenney. I'm the Executive Director of an organization called Just Neighbors. We are an immigration legal service providers and help low-income immigrants determine if they have a pathway to documentation, and if so, we actually walk them through that long and painful process. We also provide community education on immigration law and issues to the general public and on rights for the immigrant population. We also advocate with federal, state, and local governments on immigration law and other issues that impact our client base. The Community Action Award funding that we received helped launch what we call Neighbors Helping Neighbors, and it enabled us to form a group of former Just Neighbor clients who were interested and willing to take their time and make an impact on the community, and make it a more welcoming place for other immigrants. To be able to speak up and tell their stories in representing other immigrants, and reaching out to donors and supporters, attending rallies for advocacy days, and engaging in direct policy advocacy alongside us. We established two groups, one English-speaking, one Spanish-speaking, totaling about 15 immigrants, and our staff met with them on a pretty regular basis to discuss issues and actions. The Community Action Award enabled us to recruit more former clients to participate in advocacy and to pay stipends to them when they were taking off work to participate. One of the big challenges is if you're living paycheck to paycheck, hour to hour, having to take time off to do something valuable, you need to be compensated for that. So with that, it led us to implementing a paid internship for immigrant first-gen students. And then we also have now folded that program into our normal volunteer process and have incorporated those concepts throughout our volunteer program. So the pictures, the first picture you see is Carlos, and he is advocating with the Virginia Assembly member on the extension of the driver's privilege cards. They had a different term in terms of if you get a driver's license in Virginia, I think it lasts 7 years. The driver's privilege cards last 2. When you're an Uber driver, as your primary income, having to get that renewed very frequently is a burden. And so Carlos, with our support, was able to go with us to a General Assembly Day in Virginia and advocate with the state to make those look like regular driver's licenses in terms of renewal. The second picture is Nancy, and Nancy joined us at Advocacy Day at the General Assembly in Virginia as well, where we were working with the Virginia Coalition of Immigrant Rights and advocating on a number of issues that were affecting our clients. Nancy is a former client. She's also now a volunteer, and she's also a board member. And that was one of the things this board did, was really help us realize the value of bringing more clients, former clients, onto our board to make sure their voices are heard. The last picture here is Richard. Richard and his wife immigrated from Cuba, first to Brazil, and then after some issues there, with a baby daughter, walked from Brazil to our U.S. border through the Darien Pass, which is extraordinarily dangerous, and were able to come into the U.S., and we were able to help them get permanent residence. Richard felt empowered to tell his story, and he actually provided us video of some of his travels in the journey to get here, and we were able to hook him up with a professional videographer and storyteller, and we were able to put together his story that we've been able to share and help raise funds. And these are the kinds of things that really empower our clients to stand up for themselves and to stand up for the community. And we're really grateful for this Community Action Award. It's easy to get lost in doing the work and helping them get documentation and saying, you're good to go. But the reality is the work only begins there, because we really have to start working for the next client as well and changing the laws. And this helped us really empower our client base to help us take on that task. So thank you.